Alright, here we go, round two. By all means, this hand's not the greatest. There's unfortunately no 2-drop, but that's what my draw step is for. I'm definitely going to keep this. Interestingly enough, I can't play Avacyn. Probably not going to be able to play Avacyn that quickly. Ugh, red. Let's hope to not see that goblin. Yeah. Alright, here we go. I don't know what's happening. Oh, yeah. Boom! 2-drop. That's how you do it. 2-drop into Heliod's Pilgrim for for the Battle Mastery on the Sungrace Pegasus. That sounds sweet. Or just the turn 4 triplicate spirits, I guess. Seems equally. Bronze Sable, not scared. Ooh, get in there, maybe. Let's see, though. Definitely going to start just running out planes from here. In the off chance I draw planes Avacyn, I want to be able to play it. If I play Island, then I'm going to be off by a turn. Interesting. Alright, so the question is this the person that was to my left that probably has 2 lightning strikes? Military intelligence is pretty sweet. Is it return Vinewift from your graveyard to your hand? I could tap this down, make my opponent waste a turn. My opponent can start tapping things down. Um, but I think I play. Yes, I play the Frostlinks here, tap it down. That's fine. Attack for my 1. And then this is another one of those scenarios where I could have a turn 4 military intelligence. That kind of sucks with this Tyrant's Machine. But what I could do is I can triplicate spirits into a turn 5 military intelligence to start drawing some more cards. That kind of blows. Rogue's Gloves. So, force my opponent to equip it. Oh, well, this really sucks then. Okay. So, let's think how this plays out. I'm going to play land for sure. Now, the question is, so if I attack, use up 4 mana, I can Coral Barrier, this leaves 1, and then the next turn I play my 5th land. I am able to triplicate spirits, tapping down 1 thing. I can't do both. Well, I could do both, actually. Next turn, I'm able to military intelligence, leaving me 3 because I'm going to play the land. So then I can Coral Barrier for the 3, and that gives me 4 dudes. That's not as exciting. Because I definitely don't want my opponent drawing cards. Black. Okay. Well, now. I think I can still get the beats in. Because I guess that my opponent can draw the card, hit me for 3, but then my opponent second guesses whether or not this is a good play. Or am I just crazy and just getting triplicate spirits online is just the nutter butters? I think getting triplicate spirits online is just the nutter butters. So that's what I'm gonna do. Because then, of course, next turn I can play both. I can play Coral Barrier plus the military intelligence. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. And then I have so many blockers to be able to prevent my opponent from. Like, I have chump blockers for days, plus I can attack with the multiple things. Okay. Okay, I've convinced myself that I've made a halfway decent play. Alright, I'm happy now. Okay, next turn. I mean, of course I can also Heliod's Pilgrim. Heliod's Pilgrim onto the fetching not Courser. Not it's not Corso of Crufix. Avacyn. I guess I should have held that land. Okay, let's military intelligence here. Let's get the beats on. Okay, I can probably attack with everything. If my opponent has a pump, I'm glad for my opponent to waste it, because then I just play Coral Barrier afterwards. And then my opponent has to have something like, not Combust, um, Cone of Flame. Okay, that's more than fine with me. If this trade happens, I am fine with it. Yep. I drew myself a card. Sweet, and it was also the plains. Block. Okay, that's still fine with me. Damage happens. And combat. 1, 2, 3 for the Coral Barrier. The Coral Barrier is still a better play because it puts the two creatures, and Heliod's Pilgrim isn't even necessarily all that necessary. Um, isn't too great right now. Because, in all honesty, I'm still probably fetching the... Okay, well that's a thing. What's in exile? Nothing's in exile. Yes. Oh no, something is in exile. Meteorite. Okay. Alright. So my opponent can tap Avacyn next turn, or play Meteorite. And my opponent can't play both. This changes the clock significantly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Play that, pass turn. And then, if I'm able to untap with Avacyn, then I think I'm in an okay position. Right? Prevent all damage that would be dealt to another target creature. Okay. Alright, hopefully my opponent taps low enough where I'm able to Heliod's Pilgrim plus Battle Mastery. Actually, even though this is the case, I can... Okay. Plains. Sweet. I can still fetch the blocking thing. Or if my opponent wants to tap down some stuff. 1, 2, 3. Heliod's Pilgrim. Yes, Oppressive Raise. I most definitely would like to use this ability. Oppressive Raise. Oppressive Raise on this guy. And then I can start attacking for a bunch. Because then my opponent's going to have to tap 3, leaving only 2 for something in order to block. And if my opponent wants to trade... Do I want to trade Avacyn? Well, let's see. Oh, alrighty. I guess I got there. I would have left Avacyn back regardless. I would have attacked with anything. My opponent, 1, 2, 3, 4. I would have hit for 5, and then I would have drawn a card. If I would have needed to, I could have, pumped something. My opponent probably does block, so that, shenanigans doesn't happen. Shenanigans makes me spend the mana on this, and then I still draw my card. Yeah. Okay, cool. I like it. So 3 artifacts for my opponent because of the Hoarding Dragon. I saw Circle of Flame, I was like, oh, Cone of Flame. I would have realized if I would have had that. Pillar of Light seems like a decent card to sideboard in. I don't know if Coral Barrier is exciting. It does provide the two things. What isn't exciting? I still like all of these other cards. Maybe Bronze Sable isn't, if my opponent has the Bronze Sable themselves. Research Assistant. if the game goes long, which I don't know, I don't think it necessarily will, but I don't want to cut any 2-drops. This seems to be like the least impactful one. Or actually, I mean, I could even see myself cutting the divination because I'm just gonna try not to have the game go too long. And this just provides another body. It provides the 2. This makes all of these things a little bit better. I could see divination, just cutting divination just being wrong. I like that this provides more dudes, though. Plus, if I'm able to get military intelligence online, I think if I'm making too much use of divination, then I might be losing. I don't know, it's tough. Coral Barrier is yeah. From what I saw, Coral Barrier is underwhelming. I'm going to keep the divination and Pillar of Light for the dragon because I don't like that dragon. And I saw one good target for it, so it seems okay. Alright, this is a keepable hand. I can play my 2-drop, I can have it protected, and hopefully I draw a blue source soon. Nope, well, still got a couple turns to draw the blue source. Alright. Hopefully this isn't that golem. Not golem, Forge Devil. That would make me really sad if the Forge Devil took out the Dauntless River Marshal. Ugh. Yeah. And the Rubbins, because I called it. That's okay, though. Land is what I needed to draw. Yeah, no play. I guess the more conservative route is I could have waited. It might have been better just to have waited, but yeah, that's the pits, right? Ooh, my opponent stalled on land too. Heliod's Pilgrim seems decent. The question is, do I find the Battle Mastery here? I think I still... Yeah, my opponent's stuck on mana. I think I still find the Oppressive Rays. Yeah. I mean, not like I'm particularly excited about using it on an early drop, but at least I'm able to play it. And I don't want to worry about the 2-for-1. Oh, got there. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to risk losing this. I can leave back in Ephemeral Shields, that's fine. See if my opponent wants to trade. I'll gladly trade Ephemeral Shields for a combat trick too. Nope. Sweet, got in. Boom. And I know it's not dragon here. I still have Ephemeral Shields up. Ripping lands isn't the greatest thing for me, but alright, let's draw any land. Broodkeeper. That sucks. Frostlinks. Well, Frostlinks makes triplicate spirits. So I probably play it. Tap that down. Okay. I'm not at all excited about the idea of multiple, what are they called? Dragons, but hopefully my opponent doesn't have it. Multiple dragons makes me a very, very sad panda. Oh, okay. Double Broodkeeper. Oh, and I see the Vine Whiffed. Alright. I see what my opponent's doing here. Okay. That's pretty cool. But I have triplicate spirits. Plus an Amphin Path Mage. Okay. Boom. Alright. Gonna get there. Best part is I have triplicate spirits, double block, and then ephemeral shields to keep things alive. Or to keep whatever creature my opponent assigns damage to first alive. Oppressive Raise on the dragon is going to be pretty funny too. Ripping a land at any point wouldn't be all too bad. Just having the ability to Avacyn, I definitely don't mind. Okay. Hunt the Weak. Resolves. Yes, begin combat. Gladly. Okay. Now the question is, I can trade a spirit. See, I don't want this Vine Weft to die, because then my opponent can just keep replaying it. I can kill the dragon. I think I kill the dragon. Then I can Oppressive Raise. Yeah, that's fine. I kill the dragon, and then I take 3, 4. Right? 3, yeah. Because there's no way I can profitably block this. I can trade with this, but that's underwhelming. Okay, cool. So let's do these double block skis. Ephemeral Shields on this one. The white and the white to convoke it. And boom. Sweet. Guess my opponent could have pumped. Land! Sungrace Pegasus is kind of like land, but not quite. So I can convoke in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can hit for 1, or I can Oppressive Raise this, and then block with a 4/4 on this guy. That seems fine. Oppressive Raise. One, two. Oh, I guess alternatively, if I would have played the Sungrace. Oh, what? No way! Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't realize it worked that way. Oh, I suck at this game. Well, now. We have a game on our hands because Michael doesn't know how to play. Woo, I guess I should read cards a little bit more closely. It's just any aura. Okay. So I can get hit for 1,000,000 this turn. Okay. I get hit for 5. Hunt the Weak. Blah. Well, I can now exile this, though. That's pretty sweet. So I'm getting hit for 3, 7, 8. Okay, respectable. Respectable. Yes. Okay. No, 9. 9. Gotta do my math. Block. Damage. Yes. Avacyn. This turn is Sungrace Pegasus plus Pillar of Light. Because yes. Okay, spirits are on Blockerino duty. Sungrace Pegasus can... Actually, Heliod's Pilgrim can block this. Alright, and then hopefully my opponent doesn't have yet another big business spell. Okay, Naturalize, sure. Sure. That's fine. Okay. Short. So the question is, does opponent have pump spell? So hits me for 3. If I draw a land, I'm able to exile it. So yeah, I think this is fine. Because if my opponent does have a pump spell, then sure, it happens. But like I said, I don't want to die. I don't want to die to a pump spell. I respect it too much. Yes. Okay. Uh-oh. So there's some convoke things. I know there's that first strike thing which would make it so that these things plummet. Gross. Wasn't even thinking about plummet. But I have Avacyn this turn. Oh, that's unfortunate. This isn't, though. Okay. So, Tyrant's Machine makes it such that one, two, three, 4, my opponent can hit for up to 2, 3, 4, potentially 5. And then this would be the last point. 2, 3, 4. If my opponent draws another land, 5. A Forge Devil's the other thing, but then my opponent has to tap down. Taps down the lifelink. I can exile. I believe I just have to exile the Fire Breather. Yes, I do. Hmm. Or else I am just dead to it. So okay. Oh, it costs 6. Perfect. So Fire Breather, you are exiled. Okay, yes, I do wish to use the ability. My opponent taps this down. Then I guess I'm still in the same position. My opponent definitely taps this down, forcing me to try and block, I guess, or else for risk of the removal spell, or the pump spell. I mean, if my opponent has it now, then I guess my opponent has it now. Um, hmm. What else is there? I can attack 1, go up to 6. Then my opponent hits me for 4. I'm still dead to the same. At least this way, this leaves me with a blocker. Or, well, with, like, my opponent has to use it, or else I have the 2 blockers. Okay. Oh, good. My opponent drew the land, too. Uh-oh. Sure, that's fine. That happens. Okay, it goes to 3. I need to rip Triplicate Spirits. I go down to 2 if I block. Oh, dear. If I block, it dies, and then I play Avacyn, and then I am just dead. Yeah, no. I guess either way, I'm not in a good position. I need Triplicate Spirits here. Boom! Triplicate Spirits. Let's see it. Let's see it, Triplicate Spirits. Come on. Oh, not quite. So I can hit for 1. Avacyn. Okay, my opponent has to tap it down. I'm able to block this, gain a life. I stay at 2. My opponent just played a land. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Okay, this is turning into a game now. Let's go to combat. Oh, I guess you're right. Tap it here. To prevent all damage that would be dealt to target player this turn by sources of the chosen color. Okay, sure that happens. So my opponent's able to tap two things. So my opponent taps this. If I block for 3, still doesn't kill this. So I probably do just want to end up trading. So I want to hit the 1. I might as well go up the life point. Yeah, block. Doesn't. Damage. Sure. Now the question is, do I leave up this? I don't think I have the luxury to. 3, 4. And if I draw a land anytime soon, I have to draw a land. I mean, a meteorite kind of sucks. I mean, because it's kills a dude. Alright, my opponent ripping land isn't all that bad. For me. So my opponent can tap this down. It would be dealt to target player this turn by sources of the color of your choice. Okay. So draw a land and just pay red, or prevent damage from red things. Okay, tap down the Amphin Pathmage. Probably. Actually, probably better idea to tap down the Bronze Sable. Because then it forces me to block with the Amphin Pathmage. I easily block Broodkeeper because, well, you know, I kind of have to. Interesting that my opponent decided not to attack. I mean, I'm at 3, so my opponent missed a free point of damage there. And step, land, boom. Okay, by sources of the... Alright, I just have to read this one more time. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to target player this turn by sources of the color of your choice. Sweet. So I can just attack with the team. Do I want to trade with that? I don't think so. Yep, that's fine. Alright. See if Avacyn's going to take me there. Opponent can kind of in the stalemate. Decides to tap down now to attack. Then I just use Avacyn's ability. Elvish Mystic, sure. Begin combat. Okay. And, yep. Yeah, so opponent's gonna tap down the Avacyn. Which is fine with me. Okay, tap target creature. That's fine. And then I still swing with both of them. No, because then this just eats it. Swing for 1 in the air. Alright. Damage. There's no reason to not play out lands, so there we go. Alright, let's see if I can get there. This 1 for 1 means I'm still ahead of the race in the sense where my opponent's doing no damage to me with the Elvish Mystic, whereas... Okay. That's fine. Begin combat. Titanic Growth kills me. Choose target player. Oh wait, cancel. Whoa, 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 whoa. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to target player this turn by sources of the color of your choice. Choose target player. Me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By the color of my choice, yes, I'm obviously going to choose red. Red. And sure, like I said, Titanic Growth still gets me. Sweet. Didn't happen. And my opponent used the pump, or the tap. Green, that's gross. Well, now I have to leave back blockers, which is kind of blech. But now that I have the requisite lands, I can block. Sure. I can prevent something from dying. Plus, prevent all damage of a color. Can't be blocked by more than one creature? That's fine. Okay, so let's see how this works. Begin combat. Alright, attack and combat. End. Ooh, and a triplicate spirits. Okay. Well, let's go to combat and see how my opponent decides to do this. Tap down Avacyn. That happens. Resolves. Okay. 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 I go up to 5. My opponent's able to tap down another creature. But then I have 3 blockers. So I have to play around Cone of Flame. 'Cause I think that might be the only thing that gets me. So this turn, Cone of Flame still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my opponent still has the things. So it kills 1, 2, and a spirit. 1, 2, and a spirit. It leaves back 2 spirits. My opponent taps a spirit. I have 1 spirit to block. I end up taking a lot of damage. Okay, okay. So if my opponent has Cone of Flame, I'm just dead. Now the question is, if I attack, putting me to 5, I don't think I'm in a better position. But I can tap down, giving prevent all damage. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to other target creature this turn. Sources, the color of your choice. Black. So actually, if I do that, if I leave up 2 mana, because I have 7, 8, 9, no, I can play triplicate spirits. Okay, good. Alright, then I have it then. Okay. End combat. I play triplicate spirits for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Triplicate spirits, sure. And then I still have Avacyn's ability to prevent something from dying in the event like something like Cone of Flame happens. Fine, okay. Because then I can even do red, say pick red, and then I can block for free a Broodkeeper or something. And then that also means that my opponent isn't using the tap down in order to get through, which means I'm able to attack with Avacyn next turn. Okay, okay. And I have 4 power of flying attackers in the air at minimum. Okay, Inferno Fist, that's kind of annoying, but okay. Especially because that means my opponent gets another blocker, which is incredibly annoying actually. Okay, begin combat. Okay, that happens. So I have to block. Okay, what's my least exciting creature? Okay, Bronze Sable gets put right here, and this guy gets put right here. Actually, this guy gets put right here. Because I can use this, give it pro red, and then my opponent has to do it in response if my opponent wants to keep this thing around. And then my opponent can prevent all damage to target creature this turn by sources of the color of your choice. I'm gonna pick red. I gain the life, or my opponent can throw away the Inferno Fist, which either one I am okay with. Okay, sure, that happens. That's fine with me. Alright, now though, opponent can tap down Avacyn. Void Snare. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Void Snare is definitely interesting. Okay, because... Okay. So, the question is, do I go to combat first? Opponent taps down Avacyn. That happens. And then I can probably only attack? I probably just can't attack. I can bounce this dragon and then force my opponent to have something. Because opponent can tap down Avacyn and then I still have 3 blockers. Okay, well let's go to combat and let's see what my opponent does. Actually, I have Avacyn's ability. So I do only need to leave back 2. Okay, tap target creature. Sure, that happens. Okay. Oh, I guess I can't attack. I missed my window to do that because that's a sorcery. My opponent blocks 1. I probably just passed the turn. Let's Void Snare the dragon, because then my opponent can just get Vine Weft back. Yeah, Void Snare the dragon, because that's the only blocker at this point. And then I pass the turn. Once again, leaving up the 7 mana ability to prevent damage to me from red, because I chump the Charging Badger. I don't know why I called it the Charging Badger, the Charging Rhino, with my dude. Jeez, I'm playing pretty slowly. This game is kind of grindy. Alright, so I drew the Pillar of Light. It would have been way better. It was way better than a Divination this game. Mongrel? Okay, sure. That's... I mean, whatever. Okay, begin combat. Okay. Interesting. Alrighty. So, this is where I'm at with this game. So my opponent goes to tap some stuff. My opponent taps down that. Okay. So I can hit for 1. Because my opponent taps down another one, I need 1 to block down this guy. Hit for 1. Block. Damage. Okay, so I have 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't. This land I don't need to play, because I can pay this to give me that pro red thing, plus keep the spirit alive from green on this thing. If my opponent draws another green threat, though, then it starts getting a little bit hairy. Something of note, I have to play just a wee bit faster, because my opponent is up considerably on the clock. But having this 9 mana available is super important, because then it puts my opponent on a 3-turn clock, assuming I don't draw anything else. And then my opponent has to just rip red creatures exclusively. Okay. Okay. That's the game plan. That is the game plan. I could draw my other Amphin Path Mage. If I draw another Triplicate Spirits, I think I'm in very decent shape. Um, the Sliver. The Sliver wouldn't be bad. The Sliver wouldn't be bad at all, actually. Because then I just get rid of the Charging Rhino. Because there's really nothing else that's scary. And I'd gladly get rid of the green threats. Okay, begin combat, sure. Attack, 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 attack. Okay, well, still kind of deal where I'm dead to pump spell. 4, 5, 6, 7. Prevent damage to me from red. Okay. Okay, now let's go to blockers. Block here. And shoot, do I want to kill the Elvish Mystic? No, that's all I want to do. If I die to a combat trick, then I die to a combat trick. I'm at that point where protection from green. Is it protection from green? Whatever, it did prevent damage. It's not protection, it's a little worse than protection. Okay, I go to 3. Amphin Path Mage, perfect. Alright, combat. Okay, yep, tap. I probably don't attack, because then my opponent taps. Oh, it's interesting. Yeah, no, I don't attack. Okay, hold on. I have 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. I can pay 4. 10 puts me to 6. Crap, that's one away from being able to do this. And with this having trample, that's just incredibly annoying. So I still just have to do the 1 and then pass the turn. Yep, block, damage. There we go. And combat, main, play that, pass the turn. Assuming I draw another land though, then I play it out. Alright, but like I said, running low on time, I gotta be quick about this. Yep. So same thing's gonna happen, same series of plays. Ready to play the Frostlings. Triplicate Spirits I feel might seal the deal. Because if I would have played Amphin Path Mage, I would have had 4, 5, 6 left. I would have had the 3 blockers, but because this thing has trample, then it's just super annoying. My opponent then just attacks with team. I block here. I guess I triple block here, and then no, yeah, that's still terrible. Because then no matter what, I lose. Okay, my opponent's in the tank too, which is, I guess, okay. 2-turn clock. I really hope there isn't a way for my opponent to deal with a spirit, because then it just turns into stalemate where I just sit back and block a bunch of things and just prevent damage until I draw something else. Anything else. Triplicate spirits. I mean, I'm glad that I'm in the position where another land is actually good, because then I can play, like I said, that Amphin Path Mage, leave back a blocker, and then make something unblockable. Because then that would put me at 11, and that's exactly what I need, 4 plus 7. Okay. Whew. Alright. Kind of glad that these timers are super long. Probably would have played a little bit faster had I known that they weren't 30-minute rounds. Or, well, I guess 60-minute rounds. But opponent's in the tank, I'll be back in a sec. Oh, here we go. My opponent's convoking something. What? We got a Siege Worm? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Living Totem. Okay. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Give target player protection from red. And then I'm gonna take 2. Living totem was pretty sweet. Um, okay. Now blocks. Does this put my opponent at dead though? Because then I can just attack with 2 spirits? I think so. Unless my opponent has a way to gain life. Okay. Prevent. Select a target. Green. My opponent drew that this turn, because my opponent would have played it last turn. Like I said, if there's a pump spell, then there's that pump spell. Woo! Woo! Got there. Got there. Awesome. Sorry for the long round, but ooh, that was a grueling one. And here we go, into the finals.